Hello everybody, and welcome to the next fast training video. This is the fourth training video in our series of training videos, and this video is specifically aimed at obstacle course training. Okay, and it is for everybody, but it is more specifically aimed at our sort of your elite athletes, or an athlete that is really pushing themselves at an obstacle course race, or any race for that matter, but specifically an obstacle course race. But if you're just an amateur or a social athlete, don't switch it off, because I promise you, you will get some knowledge out of this. Okay, I'm gonna use some technical jargon now, sports science jargon, but it's important for you to understand this physiology behind running and training for an obstacle course event. Okay, now if you are an elite athlete, or an athlete that's really running or performing at sort of your top level, you will normally run at a very high heart rate. Okay, which means that you are going to produce lactic acid, and if you don't train for that, your body won't be able to reabsorb, your liver won't be able to reabsorb that lactic acid, and which means that you won't be able to use as much energy from your muscles as you require. Okay, now a very important aspect in obstacle course events is your leading up to an obstacle, doing the obstacle, and then leaving the obstacle. Okay, now once you arrive at an obstacle, your heart rate is going to be a little bit higher, because you should increase your pace once you come close to an obstacle. Okay, if you find that during an obstacle you lose places or you're losing time, one of the reasons could be that you are not accelerating into the obstacle. Okay, and that is very important. But what that means is, if you accelerate, you're not going to be able to take in as much oxygen as you can, which is going to lead to lactic acid buildup, and which is going to lead to you not being able to use your energy. Okay, so you need to train for that, and that is exactly what we're going to do today. Okay, the training for today is basically going to be running for 200 meters, gradually building up your pace until you arrive at an obstacle. You should be about 90%, 80 to 90% of your full pace once you arrive at the obstacle. Then you perform the obstacle. Okay, and then once you leave the obstacle, straight back in your running at a very fast pace, 80 to 90%, and then slowing down for the next 200 meters. Okay, so it's basically a 400 meter plus the obstacle itself. Okay, so I'm not exactly 200 meters away, but I'm in the trails of fast. Okay, and I'm going to run towards that structure there. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to increase my pace, which means that I'm going to increase my heart rate. Okay, and lactic acid will build up. But you need to train for this, because if you don't, your body won't be able to reabsorb that lactic acid. Okay, like I explained, then and that's going to hinder your energy uptake. Okay, so let's go. So we're going to go gradually, we're going to build up. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going faster, and here I'm about 90% of my full pace, and I'm into the obstacle. Okay, and then we are full paced again, 90%. We're going, and then we gradually slow down. Okay, and now we get into our rhythm again, and we go to the next obstacle. And once you've reached your 200 meters, you have to rest. Okay, so either a very slow jog for 2 to 3 minutes, or you total rest, active static rest. Okay, because your body needs to now absorb that lactic acid. This is training, this is not the event. So your body needs to absorb the lactic acid and then regain, rebuild the ATP in your muscle fiber so that you can use that energy again. Okay, so just a quick recap. If you are an elite athlete, or if you want to improve your performance, you need to train leading up to an obstacle, doing the obstacle, and then leaving. Training, conditioning your body so that it can absorb the lactic acid that you build up when you go into an obstacle, okay, or leaving an obstacle. And that is very important.